Hey, I wanted to kind of for a while, I wanted to talk about some things that have been going on politically, economically, and educationally within the country. And life stuff gets in the way, um, and work gets in the way. But the past few days, I really wanted to talk about the Tyree Nichols murder. And yes, it was a murder. I delayed it because it was it was more anger that I had, and normally when you speak out of anger, you say things you really don't mean or things that you shouldn't say, right? So I decided I was going to wait a bit and kind of really calm down and really take a deep dive. Then when I plan on doing that today, a couple of things happened. One, you know, I don't know how much I can really say that would move the needle, uh, one as it pertains to this case, um, on multiple news platforms, on PBS NewsHour, NPR, NBC, CBS, ABC. I didn't say anything about Fox News because I've heard some things which are despairing, particularly when it comes to um, um, in my personal opinion, um, white nationalist sympathizer Tucker Carlson. But excuse me, I I want to get to the second part. So I received a text from a friend of mine, um, and my friend specifically said, "Hey, brother, I need you to check out what Jason Whitlock stated recently on his show about Tyree Nichols." Now, he knows, and other people know how I feel about Jason Whitlock. I find Jason Whitlock to be the scum of the earth, a man with no morals or scruples, um, that lacks a moral compass, and someone who is willing to sell out all for the mighty dollar. So I prepared myself to hear the words, and thank God I prepared myself because what he stated got my blood boiling. Luckily, I watched it in the morning and allowed me to kind of relax a bit and take it all in, just calm down. But Jason Whitlock specifically stated in regards of the Tyree Nichols case, and I quote, "They don't want us focused on reality." This is what Whitlock is stating on his show. Hey, if they want us to devote an hour of coverage to this and weekend coverage to this, and they want us to take us to a good place, I would examine the racial element of this. Whatever the first part meant, I don't know, but let's move on. Because there is a racial element. And this is a story about young Black men and their inability to treat each other in a humane way. He continues on to say that everybody involved in this on the street level, keep that in mind, street level, was either 24 to 32 years old. Everybody. It was a group of young Black men, 5-on-1. Here's where it goes for a turn. Whitlock continues to say, and I quote again, "It looked like gang violence to me. It looked like what young Black men do when they're supervised by single Black women." And that's what they got in the Memphis Police Department. Um, to say that I take offense to this would be a great understatement. Whitlock, I'm a product of a single parent household. My mother, Katie Babineau Alexis, worked her butt off being the head of dermatology at Tulane University, and on weekends working 12-hour shifts at the VA hospital. When she comes home, sleeps or eats first, showers, sleep, wake up to go straight to work. She did this multiple years. She hugged me when I did well and kicked my ass when I did bad. She disciplined me when I needed it, loved me when I deserved it. She was tough yet nurturing. And there are multiple friends that I know who were raised in single parent households that have thriving careers, great families, morally upright. And yes, there are a few young men out there who fell between the cracks. Just like there are few Black men who fell in between the cracks with a mother and a father in the household. What do you gain from this, man? Look, like legitimately, what do you gain from this, Whitlock? You sell yourself for the almighty dollar. ESPN got rid of you. They basically snatched your creation, which was the undisputed, from you, gave it to an actually morally good guy in Mark Spears. And now him and Dominique Foxworth are taking it to new heights. You technically got booted from Fox News. And now you're on your last leg at the Blaze TV. What do you get from denigrating single Black women? Look, are every single Black woman the greatest in regards of great mothers and role models? There are a few that are not. We all understand that. But if you're going to group people in this one big bucket, you better make sure you're accurate. You better make sure you're right. Because this isn't a situation where, in regards of single Black women being a problem, the problem lies within the actual details of being a police officer, the training, the mentorship, the guidance. For some strange, odd, and apparent reason, Republicans have this weird notion that if we cling on to Democrats with the George Floyd bill, specifically dealing with police reform, proper police reform, significant oversight, it's a defunding of police, this boogeyman over here, which is pure BS. Your little soliloquy on your program, your little short program, did nothing to highlight the major problems that's facing in America. But you did do one thing. You got people talking about you, which is important. But what's that old thing saying in regards to publicity? All publicity is good publicity. Congratulations. But you do nothing. You do absolutely nothing to solve the problem, but denigrate hardworking Black women and put them in a particular pot with the few people who are single parents who are the opposite. Toxic masculinity is a problem. But that problem of toxic masculinity in the police department has risen to new heights based upon the training they receive, the lack of oversight they have. I have family members who are police officers. They're good people. But I still have a distrust for them based upon my past experiences. When I was a young kid, growing up, 19, I went back home to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. I went to school at Alabama A&M University, go Bulldogs. Some friends of mine went to New Orleans. I stayed at my mom's house. They stayed at their parents' house and friend's house. After Mardi Gras, on that Thursday after Ash Wednesday, we left. We went back to school. We get into Alabama, we get pulled over. We're doing 70 and a 70. Police tells us to get out the car, handcuff us, slam us on the car, tell us to sit down on the grass, checking out our car, saying that my car, saying that my car looked similar to the car that they had on the APB for a recent robbery. Telling us to shut up when we ask them questions, calling us boy, abusing our rights, abusing us. Myself and my 3 other friends that were part of that, we saw the ugly truth about America. And even to this day, we have this skepticism towards police officers. We look at the concept of what happened with the late Tamir Rice, Eric Garner. The list goes on and on. I don't understand you, Whitlock. It must be sad being you. You get rejected by several major sports companies outside. I mean, now you're on Blaze TV, so you're at the very bottom of the barrel. But you go home by yourself. You brush your new hair that you received from Bosley. You bathe on your shower. You get in bed, you hold your pillow real tight because you have no one to hold on to. You wake up, you make yourself a cup of coffee, extra cream, by the way. and you start your day all over again trying to denigrate individuals. And a lot of people you denigrate are your own kind or your own racial kind people. I don't get it with you. While I'm irritated and pissed that you said such a thing, I'm not surprised because you're just like a media whore. You have to have some type of publicity, even at the expense of Black folk, specifically at the expense of Black folk. I don't know if you look in the mirror and you hate what you see. But if you do, I feel so sad for you. You can't be objective. The last time you was ever objective was probably the last time you was on the sports reporters when the late great Dick Shapp was running that program on ESPN. You're sad, man. No, one day God's gonna call you home, and you're gonna have to specifically explain all the times you denigrated Black women and Black men, athletes, people in general. They're African American, Asian American, Hispanic American. You're gonna have to explain why you did that. And you better have some damn good explanations happening and coming out your mouth. I hope and pray that people read, what you stated on your show, and give you the publicity that you seek, but in a negative manner. We talk bad about you, talk down upon you, since you talk bad and down upon us. I hope you feel the pain that we feel here, if you haven't felt it already. My suggestion, Whitlock, take a good, hard look at yourself in the mirror. Think about what type of legacy you're going to leave behind. And if denigrating Black women, talking down upon Black folk on a consistent basis is the way to go. Because my belief is that it isn't. Be better and do better. Peace and love.